Hello, everybody. So, today has been a cluster of horrible things going wrong in every which way. Things are out of whack. Sales aren't happening. KDP is making me mad. It's just a frustrating day. Frustrating on every possible front. Um, Trying to up with day job stuff that is going horribly wrong. Like literally, just anything that can go wrong at the moment has gone wrong. So it's just been frustrating. Um, and unfortunately, there's really no end in sight. I mean, and that sounds super over dramatic. Things will be fine. It's just getting things like all put together, and we're so used to having Monday be that kind of slog of a day, but realistically that's become Sunday, where Sunday you're is the new Monday because you have to have everything ready for all this onlineness on Monday, whereas it used to be you would just show up to your job and be like, time to start working. But now you have to already have all that stuff delivered out. So that is not going extremely well. So even while I'm sitting here chatting with you folks, I am already day jobbing it like hard. Um, so some exciting things. I want to talk about some good stuff because I could just rant rave right now, and that's not going to do anybody any good. So some good stuff. The superhero. If you go to superherofiction.com right now, there's a 99-cent sale that's happening. This is part of my aggravation is my KDP knocked a bunch of our sales out. So we are scattering to get them back on sale. So check in. There's a bunch of books in there that are on sale right now, and there's a couple more that will be on sale later today. It's just Amazon. You deal with them all the time. But the other big thing that I'm super excited about is a week from today, we are going to be doing panels. And a bunch of superhero authors, I think 20 of us, got together, and we're going to talk about superhero romances. We're going to talk about the origin stories, pop culture. Just it's kind of a fun way for us to collaborate and get to know one another. And it's also a great way for us to be involved with the fans, the people who we geek out with, for all the stuff that we do. Like, I mean, truth be told, the best part of our job is not the actual writing; it's the collaborating with fans and getting to know people and schmoozing. I'm a big schmoozer myself. Um, I do it quite well. Or I like to believe I do it quite well. So that's super exciting. So all of that's going to be going on. Like we got just so much stuff happening. So if you're into superheroes, whether a reader or just a geek, check out the website, join the fan group. We really just we want to geek out with you. Um, but I'm officially on my lunch break right now, so I'm going to be doing some writing in just a moment. And what I'm going to be working on for today is some live writing, chatting about coming superhero events, all that. Join me. Sharing out the video, the stuff that my assistant should be doing. If I had an assistant, I really need an assistant. I wonder if my life would be easier with one. I always think about it. And let's share this to my timeline, or to my story. Because why not? what else do I have going on? And guess what? We have the wonderful Franklin Kendrick with us.
Yeah. Also on my lunch break.
So with all of this stuff that's been happening, with all the crazy and the onlineness, do you find yourself working on weekends?
I try not to. I try to keep it so that the weekend is like the barrier, so I still feel like Monday through Friday is Monday through Friday, even though it's not my like normal routine going on.
I am finding that Sunday has become my new Monday. And it's because normally, like, if I would walk into a classroom, I would say, hey, students, we're going to be doing this today. Let's do this. But now I have to say, I'm not in the classroom. Here's all the material you need ahead of time.
Mm-hmm.
And I wind up using Thursday and Friday to do all my grading, which I'm so far behind, and then Sunday to prep for Monday. And this morning, oh, by the way, your book is still $4.99.
It should drop. I think I might have picked the wrong. I think I picked their like suggested hour.
The don't feel bad. KDP canceled my countdown.
What?
So
why?
Are you having the problem where Kindle is not KDP won't let you do countdown for UK?
I haven't looked specifically, so I don't know.
So I did a Kindle countdown deal for this week, like I was going to. I screenshot it just because I was paranoid to remind myself that I did it. And then I tried to do the UK and it was like, sorry, you can't do a countdown for the UK. This is already outside the price range. And it's saying that my book is 99 pence. And when I go there and look at it, it's the appropriate $3.99. So I sent them an email and they just sent back we're aware of this and working on it. Thanks, Kindle.
Oh, okay.
I'm a bit miffed with them at the moment.
All right, weird. Oh, I have 8 a.m. PDT time.
Okay, so it'll happen soon.
Yeah. I never know what to pick. If I pick like midnight my time, sometimes it's like doesn't even do it. So
well, and this is going to be just so obnoxious East Coaster, but I always assume that everything is East Coast time because we're the first people to wake up.
Yep.
And then it's always bad for West Coast because they always lose the tail end, but at the tail end I feel is when steam is already running out. So
yes,
that's my warped logic. I'm sure people on the West Coast are like, screw you.
Really? Well, I do notice sometimes when there's like maybe I'm totally wrong, maybe I'm just not telling the truth, but I feel like sometimes when there's like big anticipated like traditional published book releases, people on the West Coast always somehow get it like 12 hours before. And they'll be like, yeah, it's already downloaded or whatever. And I'm like, really?
And it's the people in Australia. Like, they will actually flaunt the... Oh, so I have a fan in Spain. She's awesome. She will, before East Coast happens, she will write up wow, that was a wonderful ending to the book. That's exactly what I was hoping for.
No.
I all wish you had already gotten there. Like, she taunts the people in the US. That's my favorite kind of fan.
Yeah, plus one that can read through your book that took months in like a couple hours and be like, it was delightful.
At least I don't get the follow-up. When's the next one coming out?
Yeah. Oh, boy.
Really?
Love
6
my
months of my life 3 hours of yours.
Yeah.
It's just not fair.
Like, I remember when the fifth Harry Potter book came out, it was like only a few hours after it was done, and people were already like, when's the next one coming out? And I remember her doing some sort of like news interview that I watched because I was that fan that hung on her every word. And she was like, I just gave you 500,000 words. What more do you want?
And I think that that's where part of it is exciting in the fact that you know, like these people are so excited for your material that they want more.
Mm-hmm.
That part's good. It's the fans who get to the you owe me more.
Like, thankfully, I haven't had any of that, I guess, so far.
So far, I've had some very eager people, and I've even had a couple people who've expressed annoyance with, oh, you said that this book would be out now. You marked in your calendar what I said like 4 months ago.
Oh, well, I mean, I keep release dates in my head for things that I purchase and what, or things that I'm looking forward to. But usually I don't go out and like when stuff gets delayed, I don't go and harass the people because I understand that it's like, oh, I really wish this had come out, but you didn't finish it on time, so okay. Or your team didn't get it in time to do their side of it, so.
And I wonder where it gets to, like the George R.R. Martin level, where people are like, dude, just write it. Just release whatever you have. Don't even edit it. Just put it out there.
Oh my gosh. It's true.
Like those people are just, we've been your fans for as long as possible. We can't do this anymore.
I just have to know.
Yeah, just write the spoilers out. Thanks.
Well, another author that I follow, I don't know if you've read any of John Scalzi's sci-fi.
Oh, I know of it. I haven't read any.
He just finished the third book in his new trilogy that thankfully I didn't pick it up when he first started it because then I would have had to wait like 3 years to figure out how it all ends. But I read the first 2 last year. I haven't read the third one yet, but it was one of the ones that I was like, I'm keeping track of when it comes out. Of course it's out and I already have so many things to read, so I'm putting it on the back burner. But he said that he was under a time crunch, so he wrote the majority of the book in like a couple of weeks, but he had been mulling it all over in his imagination up until then. So he was like, yeah, I hope it all came out good. I'm like, holy moly.
And I just can't imagine the pressure that goes into in a trad published, like there's lawyers involved, there's contracts, there's like, and if you're a big name, all the marketing that they've done, hopefully up to that point to really push this, and then a catastrophe or whatever happens and it goes back even a week. Like,
you figure they're going to record audio because most of the big things come out with an audio book the same day. They have a cover artist,
and like they have a whole team of people who are, you know, for large releases, like that are doing their social media and doing the interviews, and they've lined up interviews for this person. That is just a huge 1 week can kind of ruin all of that.
Yeah.
Which I think is, I don't know if that's a luxury of being an indie. Like, yes, we can push it back, and really all we're doing is annoying ourselves. But I almost wonder if having that ability is a bad thing.
I don't know. I've only put a pre-order up, I think, twice in my whole time that it's been allowed to be done, just because I'm so afraid of not meeting a deadline. So I just don't say anything until it's like okay, in like a couple weeks, it'll be out because I'm literally done with it. I've got my cover, so it's all lined up.
Hey, Bards, we are two superhero authors that are talking about writing, and we get together every day and do some live writing and then basically talk shop. It's just kind of been our thing since we are all stuck at home.
Yes.
It looks like the next sprint is going to be at 25.
Oh boy, that gives me like a few minutes to figure out what the heck I'm working on.
I don't even know right now.
I've got I color code all my chapters to be like green, it's done. Yellow, in progress. Red, I haven't even started.
Now, are you writing in Scrivener or just Word?
Scrivener.
Okay. Yeah, I have a label system built in that at the start of every novel, I'm like dedicated to it. And then halfway through the novel, I'm like, whatever.
Yeah, it's very rough. It changes. I'll like change the color scheme just because I'll run out of colors.
Oh no, not that.
Yeah.
Apparently Amazon already fixed the price on wow, that was the fastest they've ever updated those prices. So Trish is good. Let's see if Mr. Kendrick is good. Yup.
Hopefully. What is I'm gonna Google it.
What are you looking up?
I'm looking up what 8 a.m. TDT is.
Well, for some reason, I thought once upon a time Amazon based their times on the UK. Like, and this was many, many, many years ago, and I think it's based on Pacific Standard Time, PST,
Mm-hmm.
which makes sense because that's their home office. But it doesn't make sense because some of their sales are PST, and then if you go look at when the books come out, they come out at midnight of the time zone. So that's how New Zealand gets all the books first. And somewhere they want me to keep up with all of this crap. Like, I don't think they understand I can barely keep anything together.
I wonder if they're just slow because it should have been updated by now.
Oh no, yours is updated now.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh, I was like, why?
Yeah, you weren't at 10 this morning, but you are as of 12:20.
Oh, good. I was like, really? Come on, guys. Why? Why do I have to be the one that is the rebel?
Well, that was the thing. Like, I first logged on and I was like, let me go check it because I have booked promos tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And, okay, so I have to take us out of our sale. No big deal. But I spent a lot of money on promotion and I'm already annoyed that I just cut my royalty in half.
Yeah.
So that part sucks.
Hopefully equals some like good follow through of people that check out all the rest to binge.
That's what I started my Facebook ads yesterday, and already my page reads are noticeably different. Not making bank or anything, but yay, people are back to reading my book after so long of so little.
Yeah.
I'll take what I can get.
It's true. I watch mine go up and down. Like I had a really amazing month when I did the lit RPG. And that was, of course, like February, right before all this disaster. So it was like, wow. And it was like my first look at like, I could really, if I could do a bunch more of these plus all my other books, I could be doing well. And then like the next month was the first month of all the crazy world happenings. And it was like, boom, down to like zero again. And I'm like, no, no.
I was doing stellar. Like my young adult zombie novel, like ranked in the top like of 3 categories. Like I was like, holy crap, like yes. And then the next month happened.
Yeah, it's weird, but hopefully it gets back up because I can only judge based on my own purchasing habits. But I'm at the point where I'm like, yep, if it's going to be digital and I'm going to be stuck inside, I will
Yeah.
collect the digital.
So like I keep pretending like, well, not pretending, like I got the stimulus check. I need to stimulate something. So
Mhm.
uh Samantha was like, I bought everyone's book that was 99 cents. I was like, oh, that's actually a really good thing. Like, it helps out authors, it puts material, like, okay. I'm using part of the check just for advertising, just because I want more fan base. So
Mhm.
I'm going to start adding a new ad every day until my ad spend's going to be up in like the hundreds of dollars a day. I'm so nervous.
I've never done any huge paid advertising because I'm just so terrified to mess it up.
I'm doing $10 a day right now. And so far, I'm seeing about $3 back, but I already know one thing I want to change, and I'm saving it for tomorrow.
Mhm.
And then if you look at what my read through percentages are, um, making $3 a day right now, in 2 weeks, they'll move on to book two, and then I make all that money back.
Yep.
So I have a really good read through, so I can spend, you know, $10 for one purchase and I still wind up making money in the long run.
Mhm.
It's hard to remember long run.
Yeah. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint.
I really want to see the sprint successful too. All right. I think we're late for writing.
Okay, here we go.
All right. Completely forgot to unmute myself.
Yeah.
I'm in a weird spot in my story where like we're building up to the climax, but I'm not quite sure how we're getting there. Like my characters are a little lost.
On mine, I just started looking because I wrote my climax and I just skipped ahead and then I filled in the middle. And then I was like, did I really write a middle? And then I looked at, like, divided my chapters. And I'm like, yeah, roughly in the half. There's like a twist where something happens.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm missing. I'm missing that right now it feels like, oh, this is such a direct plot line to the finish line. Like,
Yeah.
and I think part of it is because my character can see the future, like she has to know certain stuff, but sometimes what she knows is out of context, which screws her over. So I'm trying to debate, like, how do I make a psychic be surprised?
Yeah. I have one of my heroes has like visions, but they're very like vague. So it gives her like hints, but it doesn't really spell out what's going to happen. It just gives her stuff to look out for.
Yeah, mine, she has a limitation, and she can see like minutes or even hours into the future, but at this point, what she has seen is what must happen. And she's never liked that because she doesn't believe that there's only one set future. And now she has confirmation that that's not the truth.
Mm-hmm.
So if she can pick out the possibilities, she's still kind of exploring this new thing and it screws her over. And she still only sees what she sees. And so she gets hit on the back of the head a lot. People just sneak up behind her because she's not looking.
It's the only way to take out her ability.
Yeah, like I need something a little more.
Well, you could do what like I always go back to Smallville. You could do what they do in Smallville where there's like a like jamming device that like messes with like gives them like headaches or like
So
something.
She can see like thousands of futures, but she's still at the stage where she can't process it all fast enough. So if there's too many things happening, she can only kind of focus in one area. So she definitely has limitations, but I need her powers to expand, which means I need the problem to expand. I don't think I've upped my stakes enough. So that's what I'm fishing on. Kinda, sorta.
These are the problems we face with the Fantastic. Sure, the superpowers. They don't solve everything, just like magic. It's gonna have limits, and they're hard to come up with.
I think that's kind of the hardest thing is that you make a character and they need to have growth, so they grow as a person, their powers may expand a little or whatever, but then you also need to up the stakes all the time. And that's where like I don't like Superman type characters because they're so strong that in a physical confrontation he can't necessarily be beat, but his dilemmas are always moral, which
I'm struggling with that in my current one that I'm trying to finish up, where I have some protesters who are like against superheroes, and they have like a confrontation with my main hero, and he's like, "Why are you upset? I'm saving you guys." And then they're like, "What's stopping you from just like abusing your abilities and just taking over everything?" And then he's like, "Well, I guess my moral code." And they're like, "That's so flimsy."
and that's kind of what it is like I fully get that there is a moral code for some of these people. Like I know some of those people in real life, but if that's the only thing keeping you good, then it just starts to feel a little one-dimensional for me.
Yeah, because your moral code can change depending on what happens to you. So all it takes is your poor Bruce Wayne's parents to be murdered
Yeah.
to go from being an innocent kid to being like, wow, my moral code is different now.
And yet I still won't use guns. So
Yeah.
like,
oh, like guns. The Lego Batman movie. But don't use the guns, okay?
it's so true. It's actually probably one of the best Batman movies out there.
Oh, I had too much fun watching that. It's like this is all the things that you point out are all true and accurate.
I did not think I was going to like the Lego movies as much as I did.
They really pointed out like a bunch of fun things that like you know in the back of your head, but then to see it spelled out for you, you're like, yeah, that is yeah.
I definitely like when something like that doesn't take itself super serious.
Mm-hmm.
It makes it fun. Like you know for a fact that it's weird to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
And now
Yep.
you're in on this funny joke that just keeps going.
Yep.
Monday. I have an interview at 5 p.m. for Citywide Blackout. It used to be a radio station in Boston, and then now it's moved to kind of an online platform.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're doing a Instagram live video.
Oh boy.
So we tested it out this morning just to kind of do a quick promo for it. And I was like, this is a whole new medium for me. So
It is. I've been watching. I mean, I have an Instagram, but I barely use it because I have nothing exciting to post. But it's like I have watched some people do lives, and it's very funny when they're like well-known people because they like reveal that they're also fans of other people. Because I was watching one where the person was like having a big discussion, and then you could see their notifications pop up where it's like so and so is going live right now, so and so is going live, and they're like, no, you can't go live because I'm live. I want to watch you. No.
I always find it amazing to see who follows somebody else. Like it's just I find it comical when you're like, you follow this dog's account? Like what?
Oh boy.
And I don't fully I'm going to be the first one to say that like I love Instagram because I could post asinine photos literally all day long. But my problem with it is it's still someone else's platform, so you still don't own the people that are on it. And oh good. So technology, I've been trying to get my students some comic books to read, and the platform we're using is like, nope, you can't do it. Nope, you can't do it. Ugh. But finally it's working.
Yay.
All right, I think we are. Oh, I really need to put the banners back up because I don't remember anything about anything.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
All right, off to the sprint.
Here we go.
My word count sucks.
I got stuck a little bit where I'm like, what am I doing?
I did 278. However, I probably wrote 2,000 words worth of emails during that time as well.
Yeah. I like switched over to like just free writing ideas and just like going with it because I'm having such a hard time uh, figuring out what some character's backstory is. So I'm just like, I should just write out what it is. Then I can just make sure it all makes sense. And then I have my blueprint right there. So I'm not guessing and then going back.
So I have all this. I literally only have this. Oh, I sent them all to my. So I have all this kind of nifty artwork from my artist, and it culminated into. Let's see if I can find the image. Into this thingamajig. So he intentionally created the background so it's one graphic, with a little bit of photoshopping to make it happen. But the so I have all of this artwork, plus I have I don't think I have a good image of it. Here's the initial scan of. Why doesn't it want to show? There we go. And then I have this additional piece. So now I'm up to 6 pieces of artwork, and he's working on 4 more for me.
Wow.
So when all said and done, there's like 10 massive images. And at some point, I think what I want to do is create some sort of like art book. And is anyone going to buy it? Oh, absolutely not. Like, I just don't think it's a thing. But I just think it's kind of cool to have. And maybe it'll be a giveaway to my fans or something. I don't know. But it would be like talking about each of the characters that these represent, what is kind of the overall feel of the story. I have no idea what it's going to be, but I just have so much cool art that I just want to keep sharing.
Yeah. I love art. I like art books. I've collected a bunch of them for like various different things.
Mal Cooper had a really cool one because so what Mal does is her designer is in the UK, and I got to meet him at 20 Books 50K in Scotland. And what he does is he goes out and he buys all the outfits. He buy like, I mean, don't get me wrong, like Mal is paying massive amounts of money for this. Hires models. It's a custom photo shoot. Gets like 1,000 images per shoot.
Wow.
And then we'll go and design the book covers for him. So has, model shoots that are unaltered, has the outfits, has the weapons that get used, has just a vast array of visuals. And so she did I think it's downstairs. She did a photo book, and it was a soft bound, just very pretty picture book. And I mean, she writes a genre that I don't particularly read, but the artwork was just so cool that I was like, I want the art.
Oh yeah.
So at some point, I want to do something designerly, and I don't know what that is yet. I started working on it, and then I hated it so much I put it away, and I was like, I need to spend some more time thinking before doing.
Yeah, just do some like thumbnail mock-ups. That way it's like, oh, okay, yes, no, least resistance.
Thumbnails and
Oh,
thumbnails and thumbnails, and I don't even know what that is. Really bad thumbnails. Yeah.
yeah.
Graphic designer, gotta have a sketchbook handy at all times.
Yes. Well, I think I have to run away.
No.
Stuff from my day job to pay those bills.
Yeah, I guess, making money and
Making some. Gotta do it while I can.
yeah, I probably have one more sprint in me, and then I have Zoom meetings with my students later, which I'm kind of excited for. Normally I no one else is
You're like, I'm actually excited to talk to students.
Well, it's two of my students who are going on to this big competition, and so they're going like way above and beyond and doing all this work on their own time, and like they're excited to be doing this. So, but it's funny because both of the students they're not like super jazzy, like high energy students. They're very calm and laid back, and I'm like, humans. They're probably like, wow, he is crazy and overbearing. So, well, have a good one.
I will. Good luck. Do your best.
I got at least one more sprint. I need to break 1,000. That's my goal, and then I'll do a sprints later this evening, I think.
Yeah.
Woo! It never ends.
No, it does not. It's a marathon. Come on.
Always a marathon. Always.
Yes.
It's like 3 marathons at once.
Yep.
Okay. All right. I will chat with you later.
All righty. Have a great one.
See ya.
Bye.
So for anybody watching, we're basically just writing along. We belong to a consortium of authors that every day we get together and we do sprints. So we do 20 minutes on, like 10 minutes off, 20 minutes on, 10 minutes off. And this is basically how we write and kind of survive because, you focus for 20 minutes and then you spend 10 minutes getting up, stretching, which I should probably be doing, and moving around and getting stuff together. So it's just something for us to do. And basically, this is how we write novels. There's a lot of authors who are like, I'll write when I'm in the mood, but this is a job and I need to make money with it. So I don't get to pick my times. And I don't fault those authors that, wait for their muse. That's perfectly fine. But I got deadlines I need to make. I got product that has to go out. I kind of look at it like a doctor. You don't want a doctor to walk into the office and say, just not in the mood today. There's definitely probably days that the doctor will walk in there and say, today is not the day this is going to happen. Perfectly fine. I get it. Everyone has their days. But for the most part, you got to show up. And so that's basically what we do. We get together, show up, and bang out words. So I currently have 631, which is not a lot for today. I try to get around 2,000 a day. But my Monday has been super frantic, and I'm doing some writing during my sprints, and then I'm also responding to some emails, and I'm doing there's just a lot of micro tasks that's happening, and then I have to be ready for Zoom meetings later. even with all of that crazy going on, still must produce writing. So at the end of the day, must produce a product. So, you know, you kind of navigate that. Sprint has started. So I'll be back in just a little bit. Okay, I gotta stop the sprint because someone talked about Magneto. So I have. Okay, what do I have here? So Magneto is by far my favorite X-Men across the board. So um, Fred Mile was asking is that Magneto. So I have multiple versions because I'm a little bit crazy. I have the Legend series traditional Magneto. I have the Onslaught action figure, which was kind of a big deal because it was so hard to find. It was at a Comic Con and I had to barter and basically hawk comics. It was kind of funny. And then just because I'm also crazy, you can't see them, but I also have Zombie Magneto because zombies are my jam and Magneto's amazing. So it's definitely a little bit of an addiction at this point. Um, I really want a amazing Magneto statue, but it just so far I can't justify spending $300 on a bust. But I keep thinking about it, and if worse comes to absolute worse, I also have. Can we tell that there's a slight addiction at this point? Um, so yeah, Magneto's my jam. He's basically best thing ever. Um, a sexy version of Stone Cold Steve Austin. I'm gonna take that. I don't even know where that compliment's coming from, but thanks. Stone Cold is a sexy mofo all on his own. Okay, back to writing. I'll be back So today is kind of a slow writing day. It looks like my sprints are doing about 300 words every 20 minutes, which isn't a lot, but it's consistent. I can handle that. I'm just about to break 1,000 for the day. So, unfortunately, I would love to stay and keep chatting with folks and talking about the awesome that is Magneto. However, today is going to have to get cut a little bit short because day job is definitely calling and got to pay the bills. So for now, I'm going to sign off, but we will be back tomorrow and we'll be back every day this week. And again, if you're interested, keep an eye out. Go check out Superhero Fiction. The website has tons of superhero books. We're having a mini con next week, and there's a bunch of books on sale right now for 99 cents. So definitely something worth checking out. So until tomorrow, have a good one, everyone, and I will chat with you later.